Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac. Afterbirth Plus, we're doing daily challenges. Yesterday we died. What? Wait, today is International what day? It's not Mother's Day. How could you do... I got a hunch. It's Monday, May 8th. May 8th, 2016. May 8th, 2016. Was it Mother's Day? You gotta give me a moment here. Events. I mean, probably there's a lot of them, is my guess. Holidays and observations. Okay, you know what? Mother's Day 2016. Give me a sec here. Sunday, May 8th. Yeah, so here's what happened. Look, I know the algorithm for Mother's Day is a little silly. It's like there's second Sunday in May, unless the first Sunday is, you know, it isn't feeling that good and it sees its own shadow, and then it goes back to its hole and you get 6 more months of Father's Days. But they have obviously last year hard-coded that the daily for Mother's Day was to be on May 8th, and then here we are doing that daily right now. In the whole scheme of things, it's a pretty minor thing. It's a themed daily that starts like pretty okay, but it is really funny. I think well, you know, now we're getting a little heady to call it an algorithm. I think the rule for Mother's Day is just that it's the second Sunday in May. Is that the case? But hey, you know what? Maybe it's good guy Tyrone and Nicholas that are like, hey, why would we give you the Mother's Day daily on Mother's Day? That's too late to make a difference. Instead, we'll give it to you 6 days in advance, and then as a result, you still have time to go down to the Hallmark store and buy your mom a nice card or something like that. Put it in the mail. You know, okay, I'll get the mouse pointer off the screen. She did give birth to you, so, you know, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but, you know, maybe you have a terrible relationship with your mom. Maybe she's not a good person, and maybe she never really tried to raise you. But at the same time, you know, for those of us out there who were relatively lucky, you know, you gotta show her you care. Just call her every once in a while, mister. Okay. But anyway, now that we know what's going on and we have an interesting anecdote about today's daily, we can start to move along and hopefully rank well. The scores today are not great from what I saw on Greedbutt. Occasionally you're going to hear like a little motor sound. That's the Roomba is presently running and banging into my office door. I like to think that it's doing an impression of Billy Corgan from track 1 off of Siamese Dream. Hey, let me out! Well, but actually he wants to be let in. Okay, now, I'm not salty, because again, this daily, the mom transformation is meaningless, but everything else is okay. You shouldn't give no item rooms because of the quality of items that you've given me. That's not sensible. No items because I have, what, mom's pad? I don't think so. He's done it. That's pretty great. I don't want to spend money. I think what I want to do is get 15 cents if possible. Okay, so I didn't want to spend any money there to go to the shop. I don't really want to spend a key either, because I want there to be an arcade on the next floor. We got 4 HP, we can make that work for us. But yeah, the top score today is something like 49,000. 49,000 on a run that goes to Mom's Heart indicates that there is a seam somewhere. There's no hush fight, so probably a self-sacrifice room on the womb would be my guess. It might not mean that it's a bad daily, just that there's no conceivable way to get a seam without doing the self-sacrifice room, which oftentimes, you know, comes with its own damage penalty. Anyway, this run is actually fine so far. Moldy bread is okay. Couldn't have even started. If you're gonna give me no item rooms, start me with Mom's perfume, buddy. At least that gives us a tears up. It's something. It justifies the loss of a single item room. Roomba, get out. I swear to God. The Roomba pathfinding functionality, I don't know how they did it at iRobot Industries, but they programmed it specifically to seek out whatever room I'm in and then bang on the flippin' door. Why do I have the Roomba on during recording hours? Well, you know, it's very simple, actually. We wake up pretty late, and then we record until it's too late to run the Roomba because it would be too loud for the people that live adjacent and underneath us. Mostly underneath, you know, and nobody ever thinks about the noise that goes from your apartment to the people underneath you. Walking around, you know, oh, it's 1 a.m., time for my wooden clogging practice. Why are they doing clogging practice to a song that sounds like it's from a Tostitos commercial or something? I don't know, dude. You ever live in an apartment? These people, they got wild lifestyles. You never realize. I thought people were like normal. I'm not saying I'm a normal person. I think, you know, obviously there are parts of my life that are abnormal. Mainly my job. But you never realize, we've had like the quietest neighbors. And then just at 5 a.m., super loud techno music. And I'm like, did you move here from Europe and then just never adjusted? I don't understand. I'm not saying never adjusted culturally. I'm saying literally, does your brain think it's like 9 p.m. right now? And I know some of you are going to be pedantic. You're going to run the math. Well, actually, that would mean that they live in Dubrovnik, Croatia, and that seems unlikely given that they prefer house music to electro. Okay, sure. You got me. Don't take that pill yet. I'm taking the pill. Let's go to the shop. There's no arcade. We could use the spirit art just to protect our self-interest here. I think this is worth using a bomb. I mean, Sackboy's lovely, obvious. It's a tough call, isn't it? Because, you know, for a reroll, we could probably get a Spirit Heart, which could protect us. However, if we can get 3 more cents instead, via many different avenues, maybe not, that would be much better for us. Because Sackboy is, like, an incredibly good item. I don't like Small Room Pin. That's really our moment right there. I'm actually avoiding the use of Mom's Pad, by the way, because I don't like the way Fear Shot makes enemies behave unpredictably sometimes. He's done it. Cat o' Nine Tails is lovely. You gotta go Maw the Void here. And you know what? Let's Hanged Man just to make sure we're safe. I think I'm just gonna leave. I would love to get sacked, but I guess we could look for a second secret room. That's fine. Let's get the heck out of here. It's still a good situation. I got lucky, probably, to not take any damage there. I think that could slow people down. Oh, I did go to the curse room. It was adjacent to the... secret room. Okay. So I think we're doing fine on today's daily. I like dailies that have late seams. Or no seams. No seam is actually my ideal daily, despite how much I love saying the word seam. Because I think that, you know, my track record on those basically speaks for itself. Not that I'm, like, the master of unseamed dailies. However, I tend to rank best on those. Oh, we gotta check. That was actually terrible. I tracked that shot the whole way and still got hit. Okay, that was substantial. Okay, now we're getting a little silly here. Now I start to look for a scapegoat and I say, oh, 1 speed, what is this, some Maggie run? There we go, now we got our black hearts. That's fine. You know, we screwed up our deal with the Devil Chance, but it was pretty low to begin with. It's probably our secret room. Oh. Interesting. Mildly interesting. So what's the path to getting the highest score on today's daily? Oh, well, Sackboy would have been part of the path, to be fair. We didn't get that, unfortunately. Luck up. 2 of spades is fine. Let's take the pill. Range down is irrelevant. At 15 cents, you get Humbling Bundle. Humbling Bundle's a wonderful item. Lucky pennies don't get doubled, so I don't think we whiffed on that one too hard. We have seen some good pills, so I'm content to take safety cap. You know what? Slow your roll. Maw of the Void is wonderful. It's actually a glorious item. There's no reason for me to be taking this much dumb damage just as a result of having it. That's a bad excuse. So I am going to go to the curse room. But let's do the extra room first. Maybe we can generate a black heart or something off it. Admittedly, we could be, like, we could have screwed up our chances already. And the way we would have done that is by losing that 33% deal with the devil chance. Most of the time, that deal with the devil chance is not going to pan out, and as a result, we'll have no lasting effects from it. But if it would have panned out, then we've upset the, you know, the causality of the whole run. So 2 of diamonds is probably our best call here. 2 of spades gives us 5 extra keys. 5 extra keys now. You guys like that song by Peter Molyneux? Peter Gabriel, whatever. Steam, stop. Steam, what's your problem? Why are you constantly popping up an alert like Dan Giesling's sending me a message telling me to play something? Okay. Let's get the heck out of here. Fine daily so far. Mistakes on this floor. Life goes on. You get the idea. We got 2 cents right now, so I'm not going to double anything. We're going to try to use that to, I mean, hopefully get a big point boost for us. Now, Maw of the Void on Boss Rush is awesome, but I would like to get something that raises our base damage so we don't feel like we have to use Maw of the Void. Notice I said feel like I have to use Maw of the Void. Because I don't think I actually have to use Maw of the Void. I think it is tempting, but risky. It's kind of like using an orbital. But I am using it nonetheless because, you know, to thine own self be true, right? So I'm also, like, barely using Mom's pad. And again, that basically comes down to I don't trust the way enemies move when they're affected by fear. But when they are affected by fear, they do not shoot. Not my finest damage there. Damage seller. I need your finest damage. I am headed into a daily. You can't handle my finest damage. My finest damage would put you in the quadruple digits. Did we come down here with enough money to get an arcade? Could buy a spirit heart if necessary. But I would like an arcade so we can access that room right there. Dude, we need... Well, actually, I didn't even realize we had 2 luck. That's pretty solid, but kind of feel like we're whiffing in that department right now. In terms of, like, generating black hearts. Oh, we have no bombs. Okay. That's a secret room, probably. This is a big deal with the devil opportunity. That was actually very close. No deal with the devil, but a Tears upgrade is nice, and it's actually fairly substantial Tears upgrade as well. And, it, you know, we're doing so much damage, we got plenty of time to get back to we once belonged. Bam, get back. Get back to where the item room would be if it weren't Mother's Day, except it's not. Get back, Loretta. That's still just funny. Like, it's... I know... Like, I'm not gonna rake another company over the coals for, like, a small mistake. Because I get the same thing sometimes. Sometimes, like, I label an episode with the wrong number. You gotta see my video manager sometimes. YouTube doesn't give you great, organizational abilities in the video manager. It's basically just... That's pretty great. A list of the videos that you've created in chronological order from the time that they're uploaded. And you're going to say, well, why don't other YouTubers mess it up? I'm not trying to shame other YouTubers. I'm uploading like 4 to 6 videos a day here. You know, if you're doing 3 videos a week and you can't get the title for, you know, the 4 types of girls you meet in New York City, right? You got a problem. You know, that video's going to have a hard time making it onto the trending list. Your videos are like, let's play The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, somewhere between 200 and 250. You know, it just, there's a lot more uniformity there. And I'm not even saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying it's a thing. But, yeah, and then somebody in the comments will be like, see, NL doesn't even care about Isaac anymore. He can't even bother to get the number right. It's just a simple human mistake and you're looking too deep into it. Which is exactly what I'm doing about this challenge right here. Look. I want the damage upgrade. I don't care about the range. What floor are we on? Catacombs 2? I'm going to buy the Spirit Heart then as well. I know we could have used our money to double it, but I think we'll have a chance to get more money later because of Contract from Below. We probably should have bought one bomb while we were in there, now that I think about it. That could have paid dividends, but still. We did this basically for a couple of reasons. One is I like having an orbital. The other is it gives us a statistical bonus, albeit not an enormous one. Like, gives us a damage upgrade. The range is less relevant, but I do like a damage upgrade. And we actually, now that I think about it, probably could have stuck with cube of meat, or sorry, potato peeler long term. But I'm sort of glad we didn't. And the reason is I need HP to possibly play a self-sacrifice room. IV bag. IV bag with Contract from Below is so much better than anything else. I apologize sincerely for this frame rate here. I don't know what is causing it. Is it this message from Mouth that says, this guy? Let's see. Ace of Hearts, I mean, get the mouse pointer off the screen. Ace of Hearts is clever, but not very smart right now. So what is the right play here? It's very, very simple. I don't think we need to stack up many more red hearts, but it would be nice to have one more HP. I know that's rich considering I just got rid of some, but the idea is I want to still be able to use IV bag on the womb to generate some more money if necessary. It's like the first black heart we've gotten in a long time. 2 of diamonds. Thanks for the stars card there. 2 of diamonds does some great stuff for us. We'll go back for it, assuming that we're not way behind schedule. It's literally in the next room, so we will go back for it. But, yeah, now, especially with Humbling Bundle, we can get to 99 cents pretty easily. Moreover, we can buy whatever we want to buy from the shops, which is important as well. We've been, I wouldn't say tight on money, but a little bit. We haven't had unlimited funds, you know? Now we will get closer to having unlimited funds. If every time we press the space bar, we lose effectively nothing and gain 4 cents, that's pretty good. So there's a couple of 15-cent items in there. We might hold off on my master plan to buy everything for one more floor, just to generate more money to begin with. Remember, there's no item room to worry about, so I think we're pretty much good to go as soon as we find our boss room here, which presumably will be basically right now. Maw of the Void's doing good work. Well, maybe not right now, but Maw of the Void's doing good work, and we should have, well, we do have a 100% chance of getting a deal with the devil here, so grab this and give yourself a little bit more time. Sure, we could look for, a secret room, a second secret room, etc., etc. We could look for the songs that remind us of the good times. We could look for the songs that remind us of the best times. But the big deal is making sure we can get to boss rush. So let's not, you know, miss out on catching that big slice of ahi tuna. Oh, we lost our orbital. Terrible decision. Let's not miss out on that big slice of ahi tuna just because we were, you know, getting the new Led Zeppelin album cover airbrushed onto our boat, you know? That would be, we'd be missing the forest through the trees. So what are we looking for here? Generating as many spirit hearts as possible. I recognize that for everything I said, it was so, that's fine. It was so the wrong decision to take a deal with the devil, but I can't say no to a deal with the devil, you know? Curse of the Blind, deal with the devil. We got a Curse of the Blind boss rush right here. We gotta do it. Might as well get ourselves in practice, you know? Oh, I really thought we had moved enough out of the way. I do find myself slightly perturbed, not because of boss rush, although that could be a little cumbersome. I expect that, you know, if we fight the Hollow and destroy him with Maw of the Void, we should be fine, but on HP. Survival, at least. However, I'm perturbed by my damage penalty so far. And I'm perturbed by our lack of red hearts. IV bag really, I mean, it's not like Mom's pad was really crushing it for us in this department to begin with, but in terms of spacebar items, we would really, really like to get HP so we can use the one we already have. Cricket's head would be nice. 2 keys is largely irrelevant. I mean, a 3rd level Meat Boy is also sort of like not that good, but at the same time, we have Maw of the Void, and Maw of the Void is sort of like an orbital of itself, you know? It might sound ridiculous, but it only does damage if you're close to an enemy. It carries a certain amount of risk with it as a result of that. But it also does a lot of damage that most of the time tends to justify that risk. In my opinion, at least. But it's an orbital that comes with the added benefit of, you know, possibly generating some Demon Hearts for me, which in this case is like the world's easiest no-brainer. So if we're looking at getting into the 40s on this run, like a Judd Apatow film that nobody asked for, what should we do? Well, we should stop taking damage. We've actually, to some extent, we've recovered from a point standpoint, I think. Being at 13,500 while going into boss rush is usually roughly around the right amount. I tend to think 13,000 is the right amount there. We should pop 2 of diamonds and then go to town. Deep pockets is fine. Gotta be a little fast, but don't sweat it too much. Mom's purse is okay. Chaos. Okay, that raises all sorts of questions that I'm completely okay with. Mom's eyeshadow and little horn. And then I guess we'll just blow it up. I just want a 5-cent item at this point, I suppose. And secret room? Common secret room location. I don't know how much we won there, but Ace of Spades. Fairly irrelevant. 2 of clubs. I'm just going to pop 2 of clubs. Give me the points right now. Ace of Spades, if we need it, we can use it. And then, do we still have enough time to beat Mom? I would say yes. Not a secret room. We're looking to hit with everything. You know, we want to hit with Mom's knife. We want to hit with Maw of the Void. We want to hit with Cube of Meat. We're totally going to make it. Can we fight Krampus? We don't need to. Okay, so take Polaroid. What are we going to take here? What does it matter, right? Dinner. HP upgrade. Actually good. For the first time in a long time. A Curse of the Blind breakfast, more or less. See, he couldn't even bother to call the HP upgrade by the right name. No, but this is actually sweet, because when we get red hearts, we can create permanent Polaroid invincibility, which allows us to get in there with Maw of the Void and hopefully generate more black hearts out of the situation. You know, I've thought this one through to some extent. Where are you going? Right there. I think there's another turdling left. Maybe? Yeah. Red hearts, please. Okay, so timing is not everything in this situation. That's really good as well. In fact, in this situation, timing is almost nothing. But the faster we go, the more points we are going to get. We want that. Do we? Yeah, we do want that. So we can play the IV bag. Because at this point, getting to 99 cents might be one of the best ways for us to get more points than some other people might have gotten if they sort of like absent-mindedly chose not to take the IV bag, which honestly would have looked like the right decision many times over the course of this. Good, 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 good. I'm only going to use IV bag when we're fighting the more difficult of the enemies. Dude, keep dropping red hearts. You are a beautiful creature. Now, there's also, like, this is a perfect time to use IV bag for permanent Polaroid invincibility against Blastocyst, because we'd be expecting to generate some black hearts. Now, of course, we would be completely incorrect in that assessment, because we're naive, apparently. You gotta admit, though, boss rush is going great so far. We could IV bag there, but I don't know if the rules for losing a spirit heart and then immediately regenerating it point-wise are the same as the rules for losing a red heart and then immediately regenerating it point-wise, which, as you can probably guess from our score total, seems to functionally have no penalty at all. The real question here is, who is the other enemy? Oh, nice! Permanent Polaroid invincibility pop. It's War. No, that's Loki. You are silly. They do kind of look similar, at the risk of sounding insensitive. So watch out for enemies that shoot beams. This guy shoots a beam. You gotta get over there. Nice. No more beams. No more beams. This guy's gotta go first. Little Horn is irrelevant. He's dusted. He should continue to be dust. I think Mom's eye killed him there, which is actually hilarious. I gotta be honest with you, 6.85 damage, we're making that work. I don't know what we've done to deserve the amount of red hearts we've gotten. Like, we're actually almost getting a red heart per room, or sorry, per wave reliably here, which is not something I would have expected in advance. What are you thinking there, buddy? Like, come on. But we are making that work for us. Somehow. Now, I do wish it dropped, instead of dropping 2 red hearts, if it could drop 4 half red hearts, that would be more appropriate for my situation. That was also very bad play on my part right there. We're fighting Dark One. See, I know popular music. Who's Wild One by? Is that Kesha? I don't know. Case is not obvious. Thank God we do not have to fight Hush on this run, because it's unlikely to happen. Given the timing of this run right now. But up until I've recently started playing really badly on this boss rush, we were crushing it for a little while there, and I was feeling very good about our world. So I am gonna take the Eternal Heart. Book of Secrets. It's not horrible, but IV Bag, I think, really raises our point potential. Okay. What is our game plan now? Well, we've basically done what we needed to do to give ourselves a ticket in the lottery. Now, I mean, it's not really a lottery. You know, we won an amateur invitational to participate in the Masters or something like that. I don't know. I'm making a golf analogy. I got no familiarity with golf, though, so it presents a problem, as I'm sure you can imagine. What we need to do now, minimize our damage penalty, try to find a self-sacrifice room, and then do every single room. So, wait, where did my... Oh, I already used 2 of diamonds. I did use 2 of diamonds. I was going to say, my 2 of diamonds is gone. But actually, it's a good thing that... Well, I mean, it's not a good thing that we don't have 2 of diamonds, but it's largely not relevant that we don't have 2 of diamonds right now. Because we're going to hit 99 cents regardless. Like, that's just a thing that is going to happen. So we don't need a 2 of diamonds. What we would love is a 2 of, like, literally everything else. That was so stupid. I could have just used the IV bag, but instead I didn't. So the game plan here, you go like that, you go like that. You get invincibility. Okay. We don't know what the pill does. It might be perks, now that I think about it. 1 bomb for 2 keys is the kind of trade that we want to do down here, even though it might seem a little bit on the irrelevant side. You know, you never know. Sometimes you're in the high scores. You're still separated by only a little bit at the top there. So we want to grab this, and we want to come here and grab this as well. Gulp. Smelted safety cap. Sounds like a Magic the Gathering card. Nothing bums me out more than using IV Bag, getting permanent Polaroid invincibility to get aggressive, and then getting no freaking black cards from our Maw of the Void plays. So we, next red heart, I mean ideally, next couple of red hearts, we are going to go to this cursed room. It probably will up our damage penalty, but you know, that's them's the breaks, kid. Sure. I think we effectively lost very little, and we gained the slightest bit of money out of it. Have I mentioned yet how happy I am that we don't have to do the... Well, we might as well. How happy I am that we don't have to do the Hush fight. We might have been able to force it just by going very, very fast. But we would have taken a lot of damage in the process. And honestly, 6.85 damage, even with Maw of the Void, not really the most compelling case to be excited to fight Hush. But we are going to look for a deal with the devil, and then we're going to go on our merry way here. We are able, if we so chose, to get rid of the IV bag at this point. But it would have to be for a good cause. And to be honest with you, the pony's a good cause. As much as it's not really an amazing item, it makes us faster, it has a useful active effect, and will cause us to get hit less often. So, plus it might amp up our ability to use Maw of the Void. The other thing is, IV Bag is not going to give us, I mean, that was so dumb of me, but IV Bag is not going to give us much in the way of other benefits. We're already at 99 cents. We could probably continue to get some bonuses out of it. In a way, I think I am opting out of getting a high score on today's daily, because I'm sure the IV Bag has something to do with that, but... Check for secret rooms. So, is there a self-sacrifice? Is there a self-sacrifice room on this floor? No. So we really, really want there to be a self-sacrifice room on the next floor. Think what you do. Drop these. Do this. Play it once. We do want Stud Finder, but then come back. Use Ace of Spades. Pick up 6 keys. Hey, dude, that was like 70 points. I'm not too mad about it. Alright. But the problem is, if there's no self-sacrifice room on this floor, we've already missed our window without even knowing that our window existed. Ever since that one fateful episode where I said there's no self-sacrifice room while standing, like, next to the self-sacrifice room, I prefer to double check, which I did not really do just then, but... Gotta peep it. It's another good argument for the, that's fine. It's another good argument for, IV bags that we could open these mimics, but... I will say... Don't pick that up yet. The more red hearts we have, the better it is for self-sacrifice rooms. Because that's HP that can be replenished. So we're not going to be at Bookworm, but we're going to be close. Not that with the limited amount of time on the remainder of the run, there's a great chance that that comes to fruition. But still, really just stop taking damage. You're taking like 30 hits we have no reason to take. Certainly we want Satanic Bible, but I'd rather stick with the pony for now. And then in terms of the mom's coin purse, I actually sort of feel like, why bother? Needless points. Sure, there's a gulp pill. I don't think we've had any other pills that I mean, I guess HP upgrade is a good pill. Don't need that yet. Anyway, stop taking damage. This is what, the reason I'm taking damage now, more so, is because and it's a very immature thing for me to point this out, having full knowledge of the fact that, you know, I know what my flaws are in Isaac, but not taking any effort to fix them because that would actually require work. So, perks is so good for a self-sacrifice room, though. So what my problem is that when you're early on a run, if you got 6.85 damage, who cares? You're crushing enemies left, right, and center, right? The later you get into a run, you got 6.85 damage, you're expecting enemies to die more quickly than they actually do. You're trying to make up the difference with these Maw of the Void plays, but it's not always... Wow, Science just crushed that enemy twice. It's not always working out as quickly as you'd like, and, you know, all of a sudden, you're kind of eating crap as a result. That was very close there. We might as well... we shouldn't have taken that yet, but with perks, it shouldn't matter, is the thing. If there's a self-sacrifice room, via perks, we can get great value out of it. So let's start with the Mom fight. Maw of the Void being used mid-White Pony is actually excellent. That's not a surprise to me. I don't know, do we really... We want Lump of Coal because if there's a self-sacrifice room, we want... Okay. Disregard. But we would have wanted that because it would have given us... more damage for the lamb floor. And we should be fine on the lamb floor, but, you know, things change, dude. Didn't think I'd lose yesterday's run either. Although, it's a little bit of a different story because the opportunity to lose yesterday's run always existed. It was never particularly out of control strong. Shoop the Whoop I would probably take in a heartbeat, but it doesn't exist. Man, I'm a little nervous because we're running out of self-sacrifice room potential. Addicted? It's the opposite. There's no self-sacrifice room? What's a boy to do? I guess perks on the way out then? Yeah, so that's like a super bummer. We're gonna have no chance of ranking in the high 40s. I thought, when I saw the score sheet, I was like, there's no doubt there will be a self-sacrifice room somewhere along the path here. That is a bummer. Well, crap. There wasn't one on the last floor, right? Maybe I brain farted. I would have come down one more floor anyway, though. I like to try to push for the highest score possible in those situations. Self-sacrifice? Well, no, but... We could get Bookworm, but Bookworm is irrelevant at this point. Sweet, I guess we're done. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. 236 is not bad. I guess a lot of people fell into the same trap I did. For now, though, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.